All right, when you talk about user-friendly Linux, two names pop up constantly: Linux Mint and MX Linux. Now, both of these are fantastic choices, but they come from completely different places, philosophically speaking. So today, we're going to break it all down and help you figure out which one is the right fit for you and for your computer.
Okay, so here's the game plan. We're going to start by clearing up a really common point of confusion. Then we'll dig into where these two systems come from, compare how they look and feel, and see how they handle being easy to use. And by the end, you'll know which one is your champion.
All right, first up, the core question. Before we even get into the comparison, we've got to get one crucial thing straight that trips up a ton of newcomers.
So here's a super common mistake. People compare a distro to a desktop environment. You'll hear someone ask, hey, should I use Mint or Cinnamon? But you know, that's kind of like asking, should I drive a Ford or a dashboard? It doesn't quite make sense, right? The distro, that's the whole car. The desktop environment, or DE, that's just the dashboard. Today, we are absolutely comparing two complete cars.
Okay, now that we've got that cleared up, we can dive into what is probably the single biggest difference between these two. Seriously, everything that makes them feel unique, it all comes from this one foundational choice.
So, check this out. Mint is based on Ubuntu, and Ubuntu itself is based on Debian. So it's kind of like a grandchild of Debian. MX Linux, on the other hand, it goes straight to the source. It's based directly on Debian's stable branch, which is legendary for being rock solid. This one little difference in their family tree, well, it changes everything about their personality.
Now, by building on top of Ubuntu, Mint gets some massive perks. We're talking access to a huge software library and fantastic support for all the latest, brand new hardware. Mint's whole philosophy is to take that powerful base and just polish it to a mirror shine. Their goal is to create the smoothest, most it-just-works experience you can possibly have, especially if you're a beginner. MX, because it's directly connected to Debian, has a totally different set of priorities. For them, stability and efficiency are king. What you get is a really lean, really fast system. But here's the thing. Instead of giving you a guided tour, MX kind of hands you this awesome toolbox and says, here you go, build the exact system you want. So that's the theory. But how do these different philosophies actually feel when you sit down and use them? Let's talk about the look, the feel, and that day-to-day desktop experience. Oh yeah, you feel the difference right away. Mint's flagship desktop, Cinnamon, is super polished and packed with features right out of the box. If you're coming from Windows, you'll feel right at home. But MX's default, Xfce, it's built for one thing and one thing only: speed. It's clean, it's no nonsense, and it puts performance way ahead of any fancy visual effects.
And honestly, this analogy on the slide just nails it. Think of it this way. Mint's Cinnamon is like a beautifully furnished apartment, totally move-in ready. MX with Xfce, that's like a clean, empty loft. The foundation is solid, but you're the one who brings the furniture and decides on the style.
And you can see that trade-off spelled out right here in the numbers. Mint's slick Cinnamon desktop, well, it's the heaviest. It's really best for modern computers with a decent amount of RAM. But look at the other end of the scale. MX's ultra-lightweight Fluxbox option can seriously breathe new life into some really old hardware.
But remember, you are not locked into these defaults. Not at all. Both distros offer other official versions. People call them flavors. So you can pick one that matches your personal taste or your computer's horsepower. And MX even has this special advanced hardware support version, the AHS edition, which is built specifically for brand new PCs that need the absolute latest drivers.
Okay, this leads us right into day-to-day use. And this is interesting, because both systems are known for being easy, but they have totally different ideas about what easy really means. It's this classic battle between ease of use on one side and user control on the other. This is where Mint's whole philosophy just shines. It's designed to solve problems for you before you even know you have them. Right when you boot up, a welcome screen guides you. The driver manager automatically sniffs out tricky hardware, like NVIDIA graphics cards, and lets you install the perfect drivers with a single click. No messing around, no fuss.
And this quote right here just gets to the absolute heart of it. Mint feels like it was designed by people who literally watched new users struggle and then went back and fixed every single one of those pain points. It's all about creating the smoothest possible on-ramp to Linux.
MX, well, it takes a completely different path. It doesn't try to automate everything for you. It tries to empower you. It gives you this whole suite of custom-built graphical tools. They call them the MX tools that put you in charge of really powerful system functions. Things like creating a bootable snapshot of your entire system or managing your startup options. Stuff that's normally complicated, all done through a simple interface. So, here's another way to think about it. Mint's idea of easy is like handing you a simple remote for your TV, where every button is perfectly labeled. MXI's idea of easy is handing you a powerful universal remote that can control the entire house and then inviting you to learn what all those cool extra buttons do.
So, we've looked at the foundations, the feel, and the tools. How in the world do you actually pick your champion?
Okay, let's break it down and make it super simple. You should choose Linux Mint if you're new to Linux or you want a really polished, modern, set it and forget it kind of experience. On the flip side, you should choose MX Linux if you value raw speed, you're trying to revive some older hardware, or you love the idea of having a powerful set of tools that puts you in the driver's seat.
And this chart really shows you the hardware sweet spot for each one. Got a modern PC? Mint Cinnamon is a fantastic fit. But as your hardware gets older and maybe a little less powerful, MX Linux and its lighter options become the obvious choice if you want to keep things running fast and smooth.
And here's a really clear dividing line. If you have a very old 32-bit computer, we're talking pre-2007 stuff, well, MX is your only option between these two. It still offers supported versions for that kind of hardware, which is a niche Mint just doesn't fill anymore.
Oh, and there's one more killer feature that really sets MX apart, its tool for creating a persistent live USB. Now, what this means is you can install your entire operating system with all your files and apps right onto a USB stick. You can literally carry your computer in your pocket and boot it up on almost any machine. It's an incredibly powerful feature that MX makes surprisingly simple to use. So at the end of the day, the only way to really know which one is for you is to try them both. You can run them right from a USB drive without installing a thing. But now you know exactly what to look for, right? Are you looking for that polished, move-in ready apartment? Or are you looking for that efficient, powerful workshop? The path you take is up to you.